I loved every minute of it. I mean, yeah, as I say, I love this business, and that's why they call me the people chef. I love people and I love being in this business. It's just, you gotta have the passion. If you don't have the passion, then you can't do it.
Hello everybody, welcome to ChefWorks Presents Perspectives. I'm your host, Aaron Brown, and today's guest went to the California Culinary Academy. He's worked with legends in the kitchens, and he's quickly become a legend himself. Please help me welcome Chef James Montejano. Hello, James.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Excellent, thank you.
Let's jump right in. Talk to us a little bit about culinary, your journey, how you got started, and why you got started in culinary.
Well, that's a good question. So I started working for Brigantine Corporation, and I just kind of worked my way up. And then one of my best buddies was a prep cook, and he said to me, "Hey, I need help. I'll train you to be a prep." So I jumped over from front of the house and started prepping there, and then became a line cook. You know, I kind of fell into it, and then became a kitchen manager. Decided, hey, this is not too bad. I kind of like cooking, so just kind of worked my way up the ladder through the ranks at the restaurant, and left Brig for a while, and then went to the Town and Country Hotel and was going to be on a program there to be an externship program. They took 2 chefs every 3 years, and they trained you in-house. That kind of fell through because I got a divorce. Went back to Brig and opened the Oyster Bar in Del Mar, California, and was hanging out at the Oyster Bar, and was kind of cool because you got to cook in front of the guests, and I got to be creative. And then a buddy of mine says, "Hey, I'm going to go to cooking school." We're kind of in a competition with each other at the time. So he left 6 months prior to I did, and then I followed him. So the day I left the culinary school was the day the LA riots broke out. It was pretty crazy. If you know that Sublime song, you'll know the date. When I got to San Fran, it was like all the windows in my building were broken out. I thought, what am I getting myself into? But then the next day, it was like nothing ever happened. And there I was at culinary school, out of the gate, ready to rock.
Very nice. So it sounds like you've worked in both restaurants and hotels. What's the difference? Which do you prefer? What were some of the challenges that you faced in each?
Well, working in a hotel, it's different. You do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, room service, banquets. You have a lot more events. I mean, I like both, just depending what hotel you're at. And it's a little more versatile. You have to be, as a chef, you have to know all the aspects, Restaurant dinner service is more direct, and, it's different unless you're in the restaurant at the hotel. But both has its perks. I like them both.
Very good. Now you've worked with, like I said, some big legends in the kitchen. Tell us how that helped shape your culinary career, and how it's gotten you to where you are today.
Well, working with the top chefs in the country, kind of molds you and, sets a benchmark. When you see these guys, how they work and how they perform and how they think and how to execute dishes is, it's mind blowing, to see, famous chefs. I'll tell you a story. I got to work with Jean-Louis Paladin, the late great John Louis, who was the chef at the DC Watergate Hotel. And, just watching him work and how he made things, it was just so simple, but, it's just the fundamentals of cooking, the basics. But, his is really French classic, but like he was the first rock and roll chef. I mean, he was one of my favorites. I really enjoyed working with him.
Now, you spent most of your time here in San Diego. You've had some stints in San Francisco. Why San Diego? Why did you stay?
I'm from here, so I'm homegrown. There's not many of us left. I really got my roots in San Francisco, working for Chef George Marone and Michael Mina, and getting that going to a culinary town like San Francisco really helped mold me to come back to San Diego. But I did 4 tours in San Francisco, and I came back to San Diego. I had a son, I was divorced at the time, so I had to come back, raise him. A lot of single moms do it. You don't get too many single dads out there raising their own kid, but I had a lot of help. But that's the real reason why I came back. But it was a great benefit for me.
And then in San Diego, you've worked all over San Diego. What were some of the highlights and different restaurants that you've been at?
Well, like I said, I worked for Brigantine. I was the first corporate chef in 1995. And they've probably had like 5 or 6 corporate chefs since then. I worked at the Pamplemousse Grill with Jeffrey Strauss, learned a lot from him. Cafe Chupango was where I became my first executive chef, truly executive chef position in a really nice restaurant. So that was really cool. I worked at Pacific Del Mar, and then working at La Valencia as a chef at La Valencia was really cool. To work at the Pink Lady, a very famous hotel, and got to be a part of that. And then I worked at Seaside Market, which was unbelievable. You think working in a restaurant hard? I mean, try working in a market. Seaside Market gets about 100 to 120,000 customers. A lot of volume, and you have to be organized to work in a market. So I got a lot of great experience and learned a lot, about pre-packaging food and, organization and just, dealing with customers, which is, most chefs don't have to do that, but it was fun, to interact with the neighborhood, Seaside Market has a community of people that go in there. People shop there every day. You get the same old, lady who wants her tuna a certain way or chicken cut a certain way, whatever, you just cater to everyone. It was really fun. I liked it. I loved every minute of it. I mean, yeah, as I say, I love this business, and that's why they call me the people's chef. I love people and I love being in this business. It's just, you gotta have the passion. If you don't have the passion, then you can't do it.
Stepping away kind of from your story now, what are some of the challenges that you see the industry facing today?
Truly, they need to have more cooking schools out there and training, even in colleges or universities besides Cornell or, all the big schools that have the hospitality programs. But I think that's the biggest challenge, to get people in the business. And, I think that's going to be the biggest challenge in the future, to get people to cook and actually do the work.
Really nice. And the last thing that we like to do before we close is there a fond memory that you have, or a reason why you got into culinary in the first place?
Well, I didn't think I was going to be a chef. I wanted to be a DJ, believe it or not. But I guess a really good memory was, when I first went to San Francisco to check out culinary school, and I went to a bunch of restaurants like Skoma's, like old school places, and I just fell in love with it. And I never looked back, and here I am.
Very nice. Well, Chef James, thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Bon appetit. Take care.
A special thank you to Chef James Montejano for joining us. If you do find yourself in San Diego, make sure you get down there and try his wonderful food. If you like what you've seen here, please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss another episode, and always follow us on your favorite social channels. Until next time, thank you for being here. Bye.